It is December 26th, and I have an exciting person here. Look, it's a Vex. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So Vex hasn't really been in my videos, like, ever. Maybe a Veda every once in a while.
I was in one of them because it was the story that I told about my friend who knocked a kid out with her tits.
That's true. Yep,
Yeah.
she did a
Go to Red
bad
Fairs.
lighting, bad stories. And she was also in a vlog that I did on Mary's birthday when we were all at Disney together.
I believe you.
We were just having a discussion about that. But today, we are not talking about how awesome Vex is and what great
Or
friends
how
we
awesome
are.
Mallory is.
We are instead talking about incredibly awesome, talented children who are way better than either of us.
And we love them for it.
And they are in School of Rock. So we just saw the tour of School of Rock at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts in Orlando.
It's very fancy there. I have never been, and it is so fancy.
It is. It's a very nice theater. I have season tickets, which is why you've seen reviews of shows earlier. I loved this show. For those of you who do not know, the basic premise of School of Rock is there's this guy who wants to be a rock god. He gets kicked out of the band he's in, but he still wants to do Battle of the Bands. He's freeloading on his friend's couch. His friend is a substitute teacher and gets a call to go work. And he's originally just taking a message. And then they're like, oh yeah, and we pay like $900 a week. And he's like, what? Hold on.
Okay.
My friend is right here. Hi, I'm my friend. Can I help you?
Can I please for to get the money? Yes?
Yes. And then he pretends to be a teacher. He's a very bad teacher, but he's really good at music. And he realizes...
He's good at specific things. And those things are music.
Yeah. And he realizes that he's got a group of talented kids, turns them into a rock band, and they go to compete in Battle of the Bands. And, you know, in classic farcical way, he does get found out, and things go bad, but then they go better. Which is, you know, it's a happy ending show, ladies and gents. Sorry I spoiled it.
Also, there are kids, and they're amazing.
Yeah, okay, so that's what we want to talk about. So there are a few things that we want to discuss about the show. First and foremost, so my little sister always refers to Matilda as the show with kids more talented than you are, and School of Rock is the show with kids who are more talented than you are again.
Yeah.
Or also. These kids are amazing.
Strongly agree. I wonder if any of them were also in any renditions of Matilda, because they are both...
Yes, the girl who is... because I read the program. So the girl who played the bossy one...
yeah.
Hathaway is her last Summer.
Yeah.
Was Matilda in a touring version.
Are you
of
serious?
Matilda.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Which is really funny considering that the big thing about Summer is that she can't sing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this is one of the bits that I enjoy. So all these kids are ridiculously talented. Summer has several solos in the show.
And she sings well.
She is a very good singer. But for the plot of the actual, for the actual plot of the show, they need to find her a space in the band, and she is not the singer, she's the manager, and the idea is that she's the manager because she can't play an instrument and she really can't sing.
Yeah.
So it's then really funny to see her do solos later where she can clearly sing.
It's just like, did you learn and grow, or is this just like in your head you're awesome?
Yeah, it's like that's definitely like a suspension of disbelief sort of moment.
God, those kids are so good.
Yeah, so
and they actually play the instruments. And
yeah, they all play their own instruments. In fact, they have a little audio at the beginning of the show that's like, the number one question we get asked is, do these kids play their own instruments? And they're like, you better bet they do. And then they kill it. The kid on keyboard, guitar, bass, drums,
oh my God, that
singing.
drums kid.
One of the things, however, that we wondered is, so they create this band out of the classroom, and so all of the kids, there are some kids on instruments. They have a guitarist, a pianist, a bassist, a drummer, and 3 singers. And then they have Summer, who is the manager. Mm-hmm. They have a roadie, security guy, a
tech guy,
and a fashion
stylist.
Guy. Yeah, the stylist. So, if the kids play their own instruments, I want to know if the stylist makes his own costumes, and if the tech guy actually programs the lights that they use at the final show. I sort of doubt it, but like I would like that to be the case. Like I would like that they just use talented children for everything.
Also, grandmothers know a lot and can teach young children a lot about sewing and
Yes.
knitting and generally making stuff.
Oh, no, I totally
So-
believe that they all could. I just
Right.
wonder if they do.
That
My
would-
guess is that
No.
probably not, because my guess is
No.
that they're all just ridiculously talented musicians and singers, because it lists under every kid who is not playing the main ones, excuse
die.
me, that they are swings and understudies, so they all can clearly like play instruments. But
I love that drummer so much.
so talented.
So I love every time that he's not behind the drums, but he's always got his drumsticks with him, and he just sits down on the floor and starts beating out a rhythm. It's just like, yes, kid, you go.
And this is why parents hate drummers.
You know what? That's a fair point.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is an interesting thing about this show is that it was a film with Jack Black and then became a stage production. And some of the songs that are in the stage production are from the film, like the finale song they play.
Yeah.
And a couple of, and you're in, like a couple of other ones.
School of Rock, School of Rock.
Yeah. But several of them are not their original pieces for this, because the actual film just has a few songs, like him playing a song for the students to teach them, him deciding on the song they're going to play, and then Zach's song, I think, are the only ones that are like in the film.
Yeah, because they don't have the like internal monologue of what's happening.
Yeah, because it's not really a musical. But I thought that it adapted pretty well to the stage.
Yeah, I think it did a good job. I feel like some of the songs that were like added in for the musical, I was a little skeptical of, but on the whole, I liked it, and literally anything the kids did, I was in love with. So that's the point of the show.
Yeah. And like sometimes it's tough to like translate, because screen and stage are very different.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's tough. And I've seen a lot of shows that go the other way, where you see them on stage and then you see them on screen, and they adapt differently and show different things. But I thought this did a good job of bringing it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You can very clearly tell that the lead part of Dewey Finn was created by Jack Black, because I feel like everyone who plays him kind of channels this Jack Blackness.
Yeah, that's the thing about, like, I had completely forgotten this character's first name, because, or any part of his name, because it's Jack Black. Like, that's all you really need to know about it, and I feel like that's kind of how the guy played him, which is fair for the role that it is. Like,
Yeah, because he originated the role. People often copy the originators of a part. Other things we want to talk about. So Dewey, who's the main character, he's freeloading on his friend's couch, and his friend is dating this girl. So his friend's name is Ned, and the girl's name is Patty. And clearly Ned's kind of a pushover, because A, he lets Dewey freeload in his place, and B, he lets Patty boss him around. And you can tell that there's friction, because Patty sees that Dewey's a freeloader, and she's really upset about it. And she's kind of hoity-toity, I guess.
I mean, I feel like she's just very strict and very scheduled.
Yeah, and so like Dewey messes all that up. And so it's clearly a point of conflict, and throughout the show they're sort of building to this moment where Ned says, "Shut up!" and then leaves, and you think for a minute that like that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Because clearly she is controlling and they're wrong for each other. And despite the fact that Ned has been like, "Oh no, but like maybe I won't get anyone else," Dewey's been like, "Leave her." But that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like he like is like, "Forget it, I'm gonna be a rocker," and she like embraces it.
And it's great. Like, when they came out for curtain call at the end, and she, like, had her whole... She did, like, a whole costume change thing, and is suddenly this punk rock chick, and is rocking out, and it's great.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. I liked that they stayed together, because I think that was an interesting, like, choice, and I really, really enjoyed it, because it wasn't the easy way out.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, especially considering that it, like, kind of values that you're gonna have differences in a relationship, but some people will value the relationship enough to work through it,
Yeah.
and still be together after that, and learn how to change and adapt to each other's needs.
Yeah, and I liked that they, like, could compromise. They showed what being a good couple is all about, as opposed to often in movies when people are like, "We're different."
It's the worst thing. Why? Just stop.
The next thing I've written down is lights, 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 which is not me, that's her.
Hi, yes, hello. The lights were fantastic, and I loved them. We were sitting directly under the spotlight people, actually, which was great.
I want to interject something before you go on. Mary, because I know you're like one of the only people who watches my videos. I'm talking directly to you. How weird. I wanted to let you know that the ceiling light was off this time. Okay, continue.
Interesting theory. Other lighting problems that they had. There's one lighting fixture that just had a shutter issue, so everything else was beautiful, a circle on the stage, and they're all like doing symmetrical stuff, and there's one that's just like half a circle, and that really bothers me. Everything else was beautiful though. And at the end, when they had like the rock concert bit at the end, all of the truss had lights on it, like light strips, which was
really
excellent.
cool.
Yeah, because like they hung all of their lights from it and were like all of their movers and everything, but I haven't seen that a lot where they actually light the truss itself up, and that just makes me really happy about like, you have to have this here. This serves a real purpose for your show, but also you can have fun with it. Yeah.
It was really fun. So speaking of the end, so it ends with them performing at the Battle of the Bands, and then like they come off stage, and then the crowd is chanting their name and wants them back, and then they do this awesome finale song, and then their curtain call is just so different. So Dewey takes the mic and he like announces the people. So he's like, let's bring out the parents and teachers of
Whatever the high school
forgotten
was,
the
or
name of the
middle
prep
school.
academy.
Were they in elementary school?
No, they're definitely middle schoolers. Or
Yeah.
high schoolers. I don't know.
I feel like
The
they're a little
kids
short to be
who
high
are
schoolers.
in this show are like 9, but because they talk about college a lot. Who knows? It's a prep school.
It's a
you
prep
never
school.
know.
It's some weird prep school. Anyway, the parents and
Horse
teachers
cream.
come out.
Yeah.
And you're clapping
So
for
he
them.
like announces the parents and teachers, and then he announces what I would consider like the understudy and swing kids.
Yeah.
And then he announces, well, during the actual concert bit, he announces members of the band as they perform, and he talks about, yeah, and shredding it on the guitar, it's Zach Money, or Mohani.
Monahue?
I don't know. Moonahy. I don't know. And like over there on the keyboard it's Lawrence, and like back here on the drums it's Freddie. And so he introduces each kid during the concert, but then in the after bit he introduces the actors. And so
Yeah.
he brings the kids out and he says, and our guitarist playing the role of Zach was Phoenix Schumann. I only remember that name because I thought Phoenix Schumann was a great name.
It is a great name, to be fair.
Oh, also though, the girl playing bass, her name was Theodora, and I think the guy on piano, his name was Theo, which I thought was great.
That's perfect and beautiful, and one of those rare occasions where, we're just gonna
Yep.
call you by your character
The
names.
kid
'cause-
playing Lawrence was Theo Mitchell Penner, and the girl playing Katie, who's the bassist, was Theodora Silverman.
Yeah, just call them by their character names.
So I liked that, like, I don't know, I thought that was funny that when they introduced them, I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
Theo and she's Theodora, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got a cough. And then, so then they introduced, like, their names. And then he actually, like, the other main player adult characters, like, the guy who played Ned, he introduced him by name. And the girl who played Patty introduced, like, her actual name. And same with the girl who plays the principal, Rosalie. And then they, in turn, introduced him. And I just thought that that was... I know that it's not necessarily... Some people don't like that because they feel like it breaks the characters.
Yeah.
But I thought it was so cool and like very, very like rock concert.
Yeah.
Like because
for
in
sure.
a rock concert you introduce everybody. Like you're the lead singer, you said, I'm like, oh yeah, this person on guitar, give it up for them. Like
Yeah. Because you want to make sure that they like get their props and that people know who actually did this, which I think is really important in rock concerts and also in theater to be like, yes, this character was great and it was played by this actor person and this actor person is really freaking cool.
Yeah. And so I loved that, and I love that they introduced the kids, and they were just all so awesome. So I usually rate movies and stuff out of 5 stars. I would give this like 4.5 stars.
I would give it 4.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. There's a lighting thing during the concert bit that I really like. Where
Ooh,
they,
go.
Each time that the Jack Black character introduces one of the kids and the kids does their solo, they have like each kid had their own specific lighting thing. Like the guy on keyboards, I really remember because it was like a bunch of yellow spotlights that all like converge and slowly get closer to him. And it's just like, anytime they introduce that same character, it gets that same thing during the concert part.
See,
It's cool.
these moments that like my head. This is why it's fun to go to theater with people who are into different things than you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
I would highly recommend this show if you like talented anything. If you've got to like rock music, because clearly this is like
yeah.
not classic musical. Like
They
it
have
is
a little bit.
yes, but it is definitely more contemporary rock and pop sort of things. So if you don't like rock music, maybe not your cup of tea. But if you like good music and talented children, go see this show.
Yes.
And I will see you tomorrow.